Got him.
Got him. Production's freaking out. Oh, we got you. You know what? You deserve it. You deserve it. We got you guys. Welcome back. We got sound now. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Probably should be able to hear what we're saying, Nick. You
Yeah,
think?
we were just testing you guys to see if you actually listen to us.
Exactly. Hold on. Let me fix this right there. We got to get that right. Nice. You know, Nick, we are going to do the whole broadcast as if we're starting from the beginning. Thank you all for your patience. We did have a sound issue, and now we're back. We're ready to go. All the actions are here. So we're going to skip through it. You know the promos. You saw them first. We'll go one more time into them. It's Snapdragon Ying. She is on 20% discount. Lovely lady.
Looking real good, as well as Mr. Tribesman Grok has been put on sale. So you can scoop that up for 25% off. Got a mask, got a body, got that staff there as well.
And if you want some more customization options, go into the mastery system here. You get mastery poses, mastery emotes, you get sprays, you get skins, you get another skin, and you get a title. And those are all becoming purchasable to you as you progress through the ranks of mastering your champion. So an exciting innovation here in the realm. We got more champions being introduced as well. Maldamba and Eevee just got announced that they'll have theirs. But let's get into the big game. It's GankStars versus D69.
That's it. And you can see there on the bottom of your screen, Frog Isle will be where the first map is played. This is largely due to GankStars being top seed. They got first map pick. It's where they love to start things off.
That's right. So let's get into the champion draft as we make way towards this exciting game. These two teams both fighting for first place, fighting to reign supreme in the European scene.
This is big for seeding. GankStars with the first pick. What will it be? It will be the Makoa. I mean, you guys have seen the draft, but haven't commentated alongside of it. GankStars love the Makoa. It's very staple to their strategy. Blah, 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 so on and so forth.
Absolutely. GankStars with Thiel, you know, Makoa, they're synergistic. Yeah. They're two lovebirds, and they want to keep it that way. D69 opting for the Barrack, and the Ruckus here going for the double tank. Now, GankStars, you know, the opportunity I was mentioning it earlier, Drogos, Androxus, Bomb King. They have a very interesting relationship. Drogos and Bomb King do similar roles, but Androxus kind of puts Drogos a little bit more in a pickle than he does Bomb King. So it's better to have the Drogos and the Andro together.
Bomb King doesn't have as many hard counters as Drogos does.
Right.
We look at, you know, any kind of hit scan is good against Drogos, but Bomb King just kind of stays on the ground, 10 toes down, and blasts through you. So D69 are going to go for him.
Usually with King's New Cloak, the card that he has too, people run him with about 200 extra health, especially Laizy when he plays him. So that gives him 2,600. He's a beefy guy. Harder for Androxus to really finish off in a full clip. Though Kinessa comes out
these
here.
Are the interesting ones.
No Andro, no Drogos at all. This is a surprise for me.
Yep, no blast damage, no blast source at all. I mean, Saris is area damage, but definitely going to be the only source of it. No Drogos. Because I think Androxus was still open, D69 are kind of like, go ahead, pick it. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
And now they leave the Buck, which is something PERDO has loved in his past. We'll see how it works out as we head into game right now. It's time to take a look at the two best teams in Europe facing off to see who will be the best after this set.
Laizy. So he's going to be on the Cassie today. Bird yet to select his legendary for Saris, but it'll probably be Mortal Reach. Pluck for Thiel's Makoa is the selection exaction for Laizy's Cassie. SunCommander will be on Kinessa with steady aim. Like to see that back in there. Mother's Grace for Bonkers and Nara.
On the side of D69, bugzy, the Winter Witch, will be taking Accelerant Bomb King. Shipa will be running Aerial Assault Ruckus for the extra advanced charges. eLvenpath on Architectonics Barrack. PERDO on Bounce House Buck. Going to be jumping around, trying to take down that Kinessa. And Gerrah on Ripened Gourd Maldamba.
3 cauterizes for D69, a Kronos, and a Haven for Bugzy. And what makes this scary is, you know, I'm looking at Buck, I'm like, wow, he's going to have a lot to do in the backline, but kind of forget about Bomb King. And D69 love to run that dive-style composition, and they can even throw the Ruckus back there with Aerial Assault if they're feeling so inclined.
Very interested to see how that plays. Ruckus already up in the air. Grubby Bump already stunning one, and that's going to put an Nara in a heap of trouble. Shipa taking advantage of that moment of clarity for his team and just pressing the advantage, and he goes ahead and gets the first kill on the Laizy.
Yep, a lot of pressure in the backline. Like we mentioned, Bomb King and Buck can just dive in there, and Ruckus can honestly throw his hat into the ring and provide some pressure into the backline from a distance.
Gerrah, look at that long-range stun. This is what a great support will bring to your team. 2,600 health sitting there, very hard to take down one of the tankier supports. And now on the left side, Buck trying to win a duel, but he's going to jump out of there, get hooked right back by Thiel. Come here, buddy. And he goes down.
Yep, clips the tree. He's going to be punished for that bonker on the point, but he's already taking a lot of punishment. Shipa has been holding down this corner beautifully. beautifully.
99.
D69 are in control of, 75% of the area around this point. SunCommander's trying to do what he can, but just early game Ruckus is going to be way too tanky.
Don't have enough health right now to actually trade blows with the Ruckus, and not enough Wrecker really put on as well. Steady aim not applying to Wrecker anymore, Nick, as well. So kind of an interesting choice from SunCommander. What's he thinking with this?
He's got a lot of big targets that are going to be up in his face. Bomb King is actually a pretty decent-sized target. Ruckus, big, slow, easy to hit. Same thing with Barrack as well. The big change to steady aim doesn't proc off of shields or off of turrets anymore, so he's going to have to be landing these shots actually on bodies, and there are plenty of big ones to do it.
And he's a good guy to do it as well. What a hook there, but bugzy knows he's safe thanks to the rail. Not safe anymore thanks to Laizy. The Hunter's daughter comes through with a big kill onto the Bomb King. And now minute and 52 seconds as D69 back away. Decide maybe let's just regroup before we really aggress onto this push.
Big shots here. Headhunter's available. He's got plenty of line of sight for him.
What a shield.
Blocked off by a barricade. He's just going to go straight through.
Oh, what a shield there by eLvenpath, saving his teammate right there. Shipa running away thanks to that barricade. And PERDO now picking up a kill on the Laizy. Thiel and them may have just aggressed a little too far, capitalizing off the Headhunter, but not finding much value.
Ooh, here comes the King Bomb over the top as well. A lot of good targets right for the slaughter, but bugzy actually does go down. Thiel stayed out of that stun and was able to follow up.
Fantastic play as well there by SunCommander to fight into that and not try and run away. Just gets the extra damage, and bugzy is no more. No follow-up, no damage after the stun. Up in the air, though, there's Ruckus. He's going to get around cover. Very, very safe and lucky for him.
Briefly, though, 3,000 HP. He's getting topped back off. Grumpy Bomb comes out to zone. Hooked in, though, is eLvenpath. No mobility to get him out. Shell Shield is available. Thiel will remain safe. GankStars with another good hold.
Bugzy's going to have to find something neat. Doesn't have his ultimate anymore, but pressuring out the healer is going to do a good job. So far, PERDO's been very tasked with fighting Laizy and trying to get into SunCommander, but what Flanks can do so well to Seris is pressure her into that shadow travel and maybe open up some space where the members of their team aren't getting healed.
Yeah, you can really see D69 favoring this left flank right now. Here comes the Dread Serpent and the Hexfire. Shipa doesn't have much HP left, but it takes bonkar a minute to whittle through what is left. 2 for 1 thus far for the GankStars.
That is incredible heads-up play by bonkar, but even better, nice stun there by gerrah. Looking to find the kill, can't find it. Bugzy's in trouble, misses the mid-air heal, but doing so well to just put pressure onto the tanks. bonkar with the anticipatory Earthen Guard to grant CC immunity during the Dread Serpent. I love it.
Here comes bonkar as well. Still full health, still holding down the front line, trying to get some long-range bombs onto SunCommander here. He's now under pressure from Shipa, or from PERDO on this buck as well. There's the dive combination coming out, but Thiel is here to babysit.
This is a good look for D69, though. They're actually moving forward. eLvenpath's got 2 turrets up and a shield. This is where Barrack wants to be. Poppy Bomb almost knocks Thiel off of the map, goes in the ancient range, but dies before he can. They were counting on that ultimate to buy them some more time. GankStars under pressure.
They're going to trade out, need one more frontliner. bonkar trying to come through. Headhunter is available. SunCommander has a lot of work cut out for him, but PERDO is able to find the angle and take him down.
Oh boy, PERDO jumping in, finishing the kill. Thiel's here, he's back with the extra HP, but will it be enough? PERDO on a 6 streak, and he looks like he looks to make that 7, jumping in, landing through, and making it 2-0.
So that's a big conversion here for D69 because they're getting defensive ultimates outside of the GankStars. Thiel expends his Ancient Rage, which is a big one because that takes a long time for Makoa to get charged up. Cauterized 2's online, though, for Laizy and for bonkar. Wrecker 2's for Bird, and SunCommander looking to just blast right through not only the barricade, but the emitter shield as well. Of course, D69 got all their offensive 2's, plus with the 300 from the payload, they've all picked up a haven.
And they've got those streaks right now, Nick, which will help in terms of the ultimate charge. One guy's going to be terribly missing it right now. It's Thiel. Doesn't have that Ancient Rage. Didn't get value for it at the end of the push. It was almost a wasted attempt, but it was one that had to be made, right? You couldn't not Ancient Rage there. You had to try and buy the time. However, PERDO and D69 sitting really pretty here on Frog Isle.
Plenty of ultimates to use. GankStars still with 4 of their own. Scout's going to be popped pretty early on, though, just to get vision and knowledge. Information is all they're looking for out of that. Flips the shotgun once again and takes down Laizy almost immediately.
You going hunting, or am I the hunter? Here it is. CC immunity does not allow an R to be stunned, but bonkar will go down because bugzy and PERDO are playing bonkers right now. 2 kills for them. eLvenpath grabs another. Bugzy with a triple kill in that engagement. The Bomb King has come to play, and the captain of D69 is ready.
48% and climbing. This is not good for GankStars. This is their map pick. This is where they were hoping to be favored. Nice long-range bomb is going to poke SunCommander out a decent bit. More long-range bomb finds damage onto both SunCommander and Bird. as they struggle to get out of their base with no mounts.
And this is ultimate charge right here. This is free poke. This is free ultimate charge. And that King Bomb is so important. Look at that Thiel with a shell spin. And bugzy almost gets back in. But what an incredible play, Nick, to time that shell spin perfectly to the ledge.
That was, I mean, that's very well rehearsed. That is Thiel's bread and butter play there. Shipa trying to stay alive. Gets a lot of wrecker pressure. Hook could come out here, but like as we've seen before, that railing would keep anyone safe. That does get hooked from the payload path cart. GankStars being very careful not to spread too far out from safety.
Oh, just right to the back line. Exafire there. See you, SunCommander. See you, Laizy. Maybe one more bonkar looking to fall soon. The pressure of D69 is imminent, and it is huge. Thiel, you might just want to knock yourself off there and maybe regroup with your team. Instead, he goes backwards. Finds a kill on the PERDO, but now he dies. That's another 5 seconds that his team's going to have to fight without a tank.
144 remains, and now they're rounding the corner. GankStars still have big ultimates left. Headhunter is Seismic Crash. Combination with that convergence could be what they need to save this game.
1 minute and 30 seconds left, but D69, will they need all of it? Right now, they've got a very, very successful Barrack who's got all of his turrets near him, and there's a dome shield to protect him from all the follow-up damage. And can he get out of this? That's a great wall, actually, to help eLvenpath stay alive, although it puts bonkar and his team a little bit under pressure here. One will fall, PERDO, gerrah will fall as well. 1 minute and 12 seconds left, but eLvenpath is still here.
Yeah, good hold here. SunCommander finding 2 big kills. A lot of people low from GankStars, but like we mentioned, over a minute left. Nice pop shot takes down Laizy as well. Will be saved by the hook there, that little pedestal keeping eLvenpath safe for the time being. Already back to Buck Wild as well. He used that earlier on in this round. King Bomb's almost ready, so a lot of offensive punch here left for District 69 with not much room left to go.
Trying to hook an aerial assault ruckus off the map, Thiel, maybe not the best of plans. Definitely forces some movement skills, but he's got so much of it. You don't think he has to want for that at all. SunCommander with a 959 shot to the head will hurt, and that's PERDO jumping in and making things happen with Buck. Bird pressured again, he will fall, and this could be GankStars holding.
Not going down. Bonkar goes down. Laizy goes down. Bird goes down, and the payload will roll through. D69 with the 4-0 sweep to kick things off on Frog Isle. That's a statement.
That was dangerous. That was like a hungry team right there.
That was risky, though. The draft was risky. Kinessa Cassie, not traditionally what we're used to seeing. Cassie doesn't... She's grid damage, but doesn't really do anything unique. Doesn't have a big team fight ultimate. Doesn't have a lot of control in the team fight. She's really just damage. And Kinessa, we've seen it taken, I think, 3 times now out of the now 4 games played on Frog Isle for the EU split. And it's worked arguably once when Cyb 8 did it. Yeah. But you can't really look at D69's comp and say, oh, they don't really have a flanker. Not only did they have that spot open to last pick a flanker, but they had the Bomb King as well, who we've seen D69 time and time again just run him as a flanker. He has the mobility to keep up the damage and the HP to look after himself in the backline.
To me, though, the biggest point that I'd like to make is that SunCommander on this Kinessa was picked before the last pick of D69. I mean, that means they said, whatever you bring to us, we are ready to counter and play against with our lineup and this Kinessa, which I did not feel was the case. Clearly, it wasn't in terms of the results. They had the opportunity to pick a flank. Buck came in, was very effective, and not only put a pressure onto him, onto Saris, onto Laizy, it just felt like he had a lot of mobility and escape abilities. Well, that big health target, that's not a guy that's going to get one-shot by Eagle Eye. Maybe we see that. That's why the shift is from to steady aim, because there's not really a lot of people to one-shot on that team.
Yeah, Kinessa, it's hard to pull off, and he didn't die a lot. I think I only saw 4 deaths for SunCommander, so it's not like he was the problem in and of itself, but there was just a lot of dive for him to be handled on D69. And you even look at, you know, before Buck or a Bomb King drops in, you know, Mending Spirits could come out on either of them, giving them another 1,500 effective HP in that fight.
No, you're right. I mean, there's such low windows to actually finish off kills against those high health targets before they get healed up. The way gerrah was playing, the caliber of play he was showing, those long range stuns, we talk about it every weekend, but he just keeps showing up big time for them. He is not a healer that you can leave unpressured. Otherwise, he will keep everyone alive, just guaranteed. Moving on to the next map, it is Jaguar Falls. So things get a little more interesting as the fight gets more compact here in this Temple Ruins-esque map, which still has some decent edges, but more so the theme of this is close corridor and kind of flank fighting. I would be very surprised if Androxus wasn't picked here.
I will as well. And SunCommander, I would like to see him move back to that, or even the Lex. He's been looking really good on the Lex when he hasn't had the opportunity for it. Knessa, it's good, but there was a lot that could go wrong for them with the Knessa. There's always kind of a lot that can go wrong when you pick up a Knessa. It's, you know, very high risk, high reward at the same time. If you find that small window, Knessa can pop ultimate and just win a team fight pretty much by herself. That window, unfortunately, never came in game number 1.
What's your opinion on these Ruckus first picks?
Not only does it bring a ton of damage, but Repulsor Field on this map can be so effective, not only against Drogo salvos, which are a big problem, against any kind of AoE pressure, which we know that Bomb King is definitely beloved here by the GankStars. It's just very tough to chew through.
It also gives some good flexibility, right? You can kind of go into anything with a Ruckus. Gives GankStars the opportunity to not really know what you're going for, and then you can almost counter them with your second 2 picks. If they go double tank, you can counter that with your selection of CC of choice in your tank. If they go maybe a flanker, you can get the flanker that you want to prioritize or the damage dealer you feel is needed. They leave Seris on the table for GankStars and actually grab the Bomb King and Nara to complement.
That's right. So they got to make a decision here. It will be the Androxus. D69 don't need the Drogos. They've taken the early Bomb King, so they will be able to round out with their Maldamba, and then their damage of choice might be a Lex. I wouldn't be super surprised to see that because GankStars look like they're posturing to go into the Drogos. So D69, they do have the Ruckus as sort of that hit scan pressure to take it out, but it will actually be the hard swap there into Fernando.
Wow. Interesting here.
And
that triple
we'll see if it
tank
works out, but GankStars, they're pretty primed to pick a Drogos right now. Ruckus can pressure it out, like I was saying. Bomb King can if they're really on point, but Drogos, definitely the solution there. I don't think there's ever been an easier pick for Bird.
This almost feels like I want to tiptoe into this Drogos pick rather than run into it, because typically Andro Drogos, it's a no-brainer. But the fact that D69 are well aware of that.
Feels like they have something up their sleeve.
Feels like they have something up their sleeve. So I wonder what we're going to see here in terms of legendaries and playstyle positioning as well. Bugzy for D69 on Accelerant Bomb King. Mother's Grace Inara for Shipa. Aerial Assault Ruckus for PERDO. Ripen Gourd Maldamba for Gerrah. And Aegis Fernando for eLvenpath.
Will be Mortal Reach for Birds, Seris for the boys of GankStars, down 1-0 Architectonics for Bonkar's Barrack. Thiel will be taking Pluck Makoa once again. SunCommander on Androxus with Darkstalker. Worm Jets for Laizy. And a couple of things is the Androxus isn't going to do as well against triple tank and Bugsy's Bomb King and get that like minimum on D69. His squishiest target is having somewhere in the neighborhood of 2,600 HP.
Yeah, that's the big key about what D69 are doing right now. They are forcing you to sustain your damage and to impact them, and they want to win fast. They want to win this early game. It's only 2 here. If they get this next one, they are going to come away the victors of this set. And eLvenpath already feeling the pressure from SunCommander, though. No flank is going to save you there.
Now, really good positioning from everyone on GankStars. D69 coordinated retreat, but it's not enough as the Dredge Anchor cares not where you position yourself. Thiel is making that decision for you now. And Shipa falling extremely low. SunCommander should be able to clean this kill up fairly easy, and he will.
I think the Fernando still yet to see where they were going for. They have lost this point, so it'll be hard to see their ideal play strategy here, having had eLvenpath die. But looks like maybe he was going on a flank, maybe on a solo mission, trying to pressure out some of the flankers or the back line.
That's what he does. 87% on the point already. D69 trying to get in there. Ruckus might have the mobility to do it, but no, it will be the GankStars by a narrow margin. Sneaking this first payload away, and this is not good because I don't know how this triple front line is going to hold up into the late game.
SunCommander getting so much damage on the eLvenpath, staying alive, and Bonkar's the one that helped finish him off. Shipa there sees him, and great shot by Shipa right after reversal ends, finishes off the flank Androxus. D69 already behind, though. GankStars have taken the lead, and Laizy just free-firing onto Inara.
Shipa doesn't have an opportunity to get out of here. He's just going to wobble to his death. Priming that salvo, looking for it. Will go down the hall onto Bugzy, putting him at about half HP. Good looks there, and Dragon Punch is primed and ready. eLvenpath nowhere near the Immortal to stop it.
And Drogo's right now, with this high ground, actually winning this poke battle between Bomb King. This is where he loves to be, this catwalk. So good for Drogo's. He's got a Dragon Punch as well. If they get really low and they don't take care of this dragon in the sky, he's going to hurt them big. Here's the ultimate, and he's looking for blood.
He's actually looking, wraps around kind of strangely here. It looks like he will just whiff that.
Oh,
I mean, Laizy, get that one out of the way early. I didn't even know what to say at that point.
He keeps doing it. He keeps on doing it. Laizy ult's coming through, and again, I love the patience. I'd rather, you know, this guy is such a pro, such a fantastic player, and, you know, takes a lot of teasing from us and everyone else, but, you know, sometimes it is better to save that Dragon Punch. Sometimes you don't want to run in and die as a Drogos, and it ends up being the right call, Nick. The fact that he kept his life, kept his streak, and gets the ultimate retention.
I think what he was, I think he thought bugzy went down that little staircase to actually go back around, because you saw him dip into that little corridor for what seemed like no reason. So my only thought is that maybe he thought bugzy went down there. A lot of the tanks, you know, if you take out a backline and then you just kind of leave the tanks out to dry, it's almost better to Dragon Punch a high damage target, a high threat, a lethal target, instead of a free tank who's just going to go down anyway after you've taken out all the bite behind their bark. So maybe that's what he was going for, but I think so. I'm just trying to cover for him at this point.
I hear you. I think that the Bomb King was definitely his primary target. You saw him the whole push. You got a salvo, you got a fire spit directly on the bugzy. He wanted him out. His Grumpy Bomb would have been crucial in stalling that push, and very good choice right there. Already at 100%, so this is why it doesn't really matter if you miss Dragon Punches. May look to use it now because there's a Dome Shield started by Barrick.
And there's a Shipa caught pretty far out, but will hold on to it for the time being. It's going to be met with bugzy. Bugzy might be able to burst him down here. One more shot's going to do it. Laizy, you got to be careful. And he will stay alive.
What?
The Worm Jets is good enough. Thrust up into the air. Laizy.
What?
And then he goes off the map.
Oh my God.
My dog. He hits a great ultimate, but you know, he had to muck it up somehow.
And the Mastery spray coming out from Thiel with an 11 streak. GankStars still in control, 63% after quite a wild showcase of ultimates and almost surviving some perilous action. GankStars still come away with a lead in this point fight.
And yeah, this is not good for D69. You want to win quick with this type of composition, but this is not what is happening. 2 more picks come through. There's the Dread Serpent, just to try and buy sometimes, but it's just 2 tanks here. It's just Shipa, and it's just PERDO on the Ruckus trying to fight for their own. One more rocket, Fire Spit's gonna come out, but Shipa sure to fall.
And despite Laizy dying, he's done so well to be effective in these fights over the course of the push, over the course of the point fight. He's doing so much damage, so much early poke. It's putting GankStars into such a good position as they capture this next third point. It could be game over here if they keep this momentum up.
He hit a lot of people with that initial salvo, and I think it took him from somewhere in the neighborhood of 70 to almost full charge.
Yes.
So that is very clutch that he was able to get out. And that's a Worm Jet's thing. I mean, because he was that fast, he was able to preemptively get that salvo off. So take it for what you will.
You get no ultimate charge for the damage you don't do. You can have Fusillade all you want, but if you can't get there in time to get all the salvo onto all the members of D69, you're not getting as much ultimate for that. So very interesting just thought process there behind the damage dealer on the side of GankStars. Several ultimates now available, although Barrick is down. It is 5 available, 4 available here. Dome Shield almost ready, but the Seris Convergence could start things off. Bird still being very patient in the backline.
King Bomb online as well. GankStars have plenty of ultimates here. Wrecker coming through. Thiel's just gonna drop the shield, pop the Ancient Rage. Bugzy almost sends himself off. A lot of ultimates starting to come through. Only gonna get 1 with the Convergence, but it's gonna be enough.
That's enough because it's Gerrah. It's the healer. They don't have that anymore. And Bugzy looking to try and finish off Thiel. He will get it, and that Ancient Rage will not save him because he used it earlier. But there, this Fernando Immortal coming out from eLvenpath, wants to save his teammates. He knows it's do or die. And SunCommander, though, he's trying to make it happen.
Shipa's in a bad spot. Doesn't have anywhere to go. Has healing, though, from Gerrah, but Cauterize 2 is going to shut down most of it. SunCommander escapes with his life, gets his Cauterize off, does his job.
Laizy gets the kill following up on that as well. No streaks except SunCommander and Bird, who's now on a 16 streak, trying to Huxifier onto the point and just salvage something of this defense is Shipa, but it's not working. His teammates are crumbling and falling right beside him as he witnesses this defeat. GankStars are coming through, and they have gone ahead and 4-0'd D69 right back.
Great response, and just narrowly unable to capitalize on a lot of those kills. That almost went very differently, but time and time again, the GankStars were escaping with very, very little HP. And when they do escape like that, and you go after them a little bit, then you're out of position. They make it out alive. That is when the team fight turns on its head.
It's almost like SunCommander was ganking, you know? It's like a perfect definition of a gank. Get in, get your kill, get the kill happening, and get out. Stay alive. That's what they were so good at here. So many deaths, such a low amount of eliminations. This is not a stat that we really see here.
Gerrah got 1, Bugzy got 1 elimination, PERDO got 1 elimination, Shipa sitting at the top with 4, just dominance. Only 9 minutes.
I mean, only 5 kills amongst the entire members of GankStar They're just
crazy.
things did not go well for D69. You could say that, and I think it started off with the draft. You know, I've placed both of these wins.
Laizy killed himself the one time, so I guess you could say 4 kills.
Really, exactly. It's even less than 5. So they're all splitting. They're splitting kills. They don't even have 1 apiece. It was 2, and this is so typical of this caliber of level of these teams. They get the advantage, slight or maybe major, and then they just push it through. It's like, we're so good, you're so good. If we get started, you can't stop us, and vice versa.
This is why, yeah, it's almost like, not entirely so, but comps almost go out the window. What's supposed to have the advantage, right? Triple tank with the healer is supposed to do well early. D69 are looking for a snowball win there, and they get 4-0'd in less than 10 minutes with that comp. That's how this series goes. These guys have played each other for so long. It's very weird dynamic going on.
Serpent Beach will be the last map that these teams clash on today. It is very high in terms of mobility. It's very low in terms of a lot of the point fight is on the ground and in those lower corridors to the side. There's some decent space to knock people off, and the payload pushes are very good at defensive routes, but also very good at kind of getting a snowball, finishing it up.
Yep.
You could see 4-0 here, but you could also as easily see a 3-3 game.
I like to say Serpent Beach is more decided by the play, really, than how the map's going to go or if somebody captures the first blow. It doesn't mean a whole lot. This can go either way. It can come back from a 3-0. A lot of things can happen here.
Sure.
It's all going to come down. What do these guys take from the champion draft, and how do they play it?
Let's head in and see which will have the first pick. It will be GankStars or D69, this time electing to go first with their choice. The Ruckus, again, taken and prioritized by the Europeans.
Yep. Wasn't that wasn't the problem, obviously. The problem is they took a risk and it didn't pay off. Nothing really wrong with either team composition. They picked 3 tanks into Drogoz, right? Which is,
yeah,
Drogoz is good against that. But at the same time, like we mentioned, it's good against Androxus because Androxus can kind of struggle when there's just a bunch of big beefcakes running around and he doesn't have as much HP. He doesn't have as much time to be exposed and look for those clutch kills.
Inara and now possibly a Bomb King again to run through the exact same draft almost. Yep. And if we see a Saris here and we see just a damage choice like an Androxus, it will be almost mirrored how these teams started, almost exactly mirrored. And so now D69 have the opportunity. I doubt we'll see a triple tank come out here.
I don't either.
I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a flex damage pick here, though. Maybe a Buck. Maybe an EV.
It's kind of the same analysis as last time, right? They could go for a Lex even, but they do prefer a lot of dive on this map.
Yes.
There it's going to be PERDO on the Buck, so now not only do they have... I mean, I liked what I saw from them in Game Known because they had the Bomb King and the Buck to hard dive, and then honestly, Shipa just went up and he went over Bird and over Thiel.
Yes.
And just to help support, cut them off and just split GankStars up 2-3. And early game, Ruckus is so tanky, especially when he's the one being pocket healed. He is a very good wall. No jokes on Inara here, but is a actual living shooting wall.
That's right. And he does a lot for his team. Will D69 get the benefit of the doubt this time, or will GankStars come through and 2-0 reverse sweep them? It's all going to be decided here on Serpent Beach in the final game of this set. Accelerant Bomb King for bugzy. Aerial Assault Ruckus for Shipa. Bounce House Bug for PERDO. Ripened Gourd from Baldamba and Gerrah. And Mother's Grace and Nara for eLvenpath.
Pluck Makoa, 3 games out of 3. Mortal Reach Saris, 3 games out of 3. Worm Jets for Laizy's Drogoz. This time around Architectonics for Barrack's Barrack. Bonkar's Barrack. SunCommander will be on Darkstalker and Droxus. 2 cots for the guys of GankStars. 3 cots, a Wrecker, and a Kronos for D69. Laizy just going to go ahead and pick up that Haven.
Bird going with the morale boost. Lets you know where his mind's at. He wants some convergences so that he and his team can converge, finish off D69, and take first place here in the Summer Premier Week 2 qualifications. But it's going to be very important between D69's flank play. Buck getting very low, but getting healed up right now by Gerrah. Still no deaths in this early part of the fight.
Popped off, takes about 600 damage from SunCommander across 2 shots. Pops his recovery as well. bugzy and PERDO struggling to find that elusive angle here. Shipa getting pretty aggressive. Needs to be careful here. Trying to come in and support him is PERDO, but already at 300 HP. One more shot from anyone's going to do it.
Oh, he's so lucky he's in this room. SunCommander has to go all the way around and can't finish him off before the recovery comes through. And that is going to allow PERDO to escape. SunCommander was waiting for that moment and didn't capitalize well enough. And maybe PERDO just had the better movement and positional awareness there. But he's really looking to find a kill. Still, no one has fallen except Thiel.
Just a lot of shots. Nice stun. SunCommander in some trouble, but he'll escape as he's being topped off. Laizy goes down as well. D69 slowly but surely in control of this fight.
PERDO gets the kill on the SunCommander and wins the flank battle. Now the snowball is almost inevitable. bugzy on Bomb King and PERDO on Buck, having the free reign without any pressure from a flank to catch up with them is just going to put GankStars in a horrible position. Thiel with a nice hook, but it will be D69 taking the first point in this game.
bugzy narrowly escapes, and that's the theme, right? That's what we talked about. When these guys get out with less than 500 HP, get topped off and come back into the fight, that's when things start to go rough for you. You need to capitalize, you need to confirm as many kills as you possibly can. That's why at this level, nobody really cares who gets the kill, just as long as the kill happens.
What's crazy is that Buck, he can already top himself up. He has recovery. He gets actual health back in his own kit. So top that and combine that with a Maldama, giving him the Mending Spirits extra heals. It's just so much sustain he has, and combine that with the mobility of Bounce House. Oh, he's going to be doing a lot, but bugzy shuts down any mobility that Laizy Drogo's ult was going to have.
Didn't get the flight portion of that ultimate off, though, so will retain the full charge. We'll be able to use it at will as he comes out of spawn. Here comes the Dread Serpent onto the low ground, actually just solo ulting SunCommander, so Gerrah can stay alive. That was a self-heal ultimate.
That was a horrible time to use Shadow Travel, and Bird recognized it the moment it happened because they had to stay there to defend. He had his ultimate, but he just had no peel for himself, and that leaves everyone the opportunity to collapse. They kill him, Convergence doesn't go through, and it's a 2-0 push for D69.
So they get a big cooldown there. Hexfire was spent by D69. Gerrah, I like it. I mean, it's the self-peel ultimate. It pays off as well. Gerrah stays alive. The conversion goes through. Bird using the convergence deal with the Ancient Rage as well. So big expenditures here from the GankStars, despite still being down 2-0. Level 2 offensive items could not come online because that push was so fast. That is a sub 4-minute pace set by D69 for that capture and conversion. And that took a long time, and that's with how long it took to win that fight initially.
Yes.
There was one kill that came through, and then almost 30 seconds to a minute later, another one came through. It was not a convincing win from D69 in the initial fight, but that payload push was very convincing.
Not convincing whatsoever. That Grumpy Bomb is going to ward off any attention onto the high platforms with GankStars, and bugzy content to sit back and fire, but oh, here's an ult, and there's nothing lazy about this one. Going to go in immediately. Delete bonkar. bugzy still alive here, trying to get out, but SunCommander will pick up 2 to follow.
This is a lot of times how GankStars have been staying alive. You know, things going really wrong on the front side, but in the meanwhile, double kill for SunCommander in the back line, and that's the difference in the last round. You know, he was missing a good couple of shots on PERDO, and that's kind of why he was able to escape 2 or 3 times, but not the case this time around. SunCommander has dialed it in. That fire spit doesn't get any damage there onto PERDO, and he jumps right back in, but Gerrah pressured out by Laizy with Worm Jets. It's almost certain that Gerrah will not be able to escape his fate. So that's a healer down on the side of D69. GankStars have everything going the way that they want. bugzy in the background too, getting hunted down. Him and SunCommander trying to duel out, but it's already GankStars. Very losable duel here from SunCommander, but he does clutch up with some help from Laizy. 1,000 damage from Fire Spit, definitely helping. eLvenpath, no real choice there to just hop off the map, and Thiel able to escape with his life. This is what I talk about, Serpent Beach, man. Anything can happen. Despite getting rolled in the first round, GankStars are back with authority.
SunCommander gets him down to 90%. Gerrah runs away. SunCommander can't pursue. Here comes Laizy. That is exactly what this Worm Jet Strogos is providing, not only with the mobility, but just the positional awareness that he has for what's going on in the fight, where he needs to show up and just add another 850 damage. That is the big key.
SunCommander doesn't see bugzy with 1 HP. bugzy gets a heal, and now is at full health. That could have been a huge swing. Takes down bonkar as well. That could have been very different. Just, I think, a failure to communicate. I don't know if Laizy knew bugzy was there, but bugzy barely escaping with his life.
And that could just be the veteran nature, right? I mean, Laizy, SunCommander, Laizy, they've both been on this team at different points in time. Laizy's definitely had more action here at this level, and maybe just playing at a level that's just more aware of the circumstances right now. SunCommander's got a lot of people to duel with that are very important players like bugzy and PERDO, so he's kind of got his mind on a single track focus. And 1 minute and 15 seconds left. GankStars have a single track focus. If they convert this, Nick, they're 2-2. But if they don't, it's 3-1. D69 match point next round.
Definitely looking for the conversion. Thiel needs to stay alive. bonkar's low as well. Shipa can easily clean both of these, and he will.
And that's a big emitter as well, trying to save his life. But Wreckers have come online. A little too important for Ruckus's TTK, and so that will bring him down much quicker than he would have hoped, thanks to that 3,000k shield getting annihilated by about 1 or 2 rockets of Laizy's choice. SunCommander on the vertical ground as well, Nick. Just looking for something.
Clock burning quickly, however. GankStars need to make a move soon. They got plenty of ultimates to try and do it. What are they willing to spend, however? Are they more confident going into a 3 or a 3-1 with all of their ultimates than a 2-2 with none of them?
That's a great question. 2-2, 3-1. I don't know. I'm always a favor of 2-2. Let's see if we can win that fight, because then we'll be at 3-1 anyways, even if we lose. So you got to try and do your best to finish this up and tie it. It's just too big of an advantage in my eyes. 15 seconds left, and time to make something happen is now.
Time is now or never. PERDO's pretty low, but gets healed up. Laizy's in a rough spot here. Probably going to go down to Shipa. Not a great start to the fight from the GankStars.
Shipa getting pressured still, though. SunCommander is ready to follow up. Nice reversal. Wow. Actually get some damage onto that. It's going to force gerrah back a little bit, but defended successfully. Just not enough coordination, not enough pressure, not enough intention. I don't think that GankStars' hearts were really into committing for that push.
Not after losing Laizy. The Dragon Punch, very instrumental to taking down these two tanky tanks, because they only got their level 2s online there, and barely. I mean, SunCommander, he did die eventually, so a lot of that comes off the back of if you don't get your level 2s online after the first round, if a push is going really well for you, even if you have the credits, you can't, because you're not dying, you can't get back to base to buy that level 2 item and really punch it home. So that could have been something that was affecting them. Bird going into the veteran here, just because Saris does get out of combat during shadow travel, so that extra little bit of out of combat healing is definitely helpful to her, because she's one of the few healers that can't heal herself on demand. She has to have soul charges around the team fight to try and detonate to get that soul.
Interesting choices here of morale boost. Master Riding as well from GankStars. This fight is about to begin with a very important first kill. Who will it fall on? Everyone playing so carefully. bugzy's got a lot of damage into the fight, though. There's a dome shield. They kick things off.
Just have to stay alive, trying to stay alive. Hexafire rips Thiel to pieces. Now, Cursed Arm doesn't get a kill either. Laizy finds one onto PERDO. Shipa with a triple kill. Bugzy will fall. And can these last two members of the GankStars turn this around?
Shipa playing lights out on this ruckus. 5 streak for him, and he'll get healed up as well. Gerrah kind of ignores him, goes back to the objective. 84% and counting there, just wants to help Inara, and he knows that is going to be more important for the success of their team. Convergence comes through, gaze into the abyss, and Shipa, he will find the ultimate blackness there and get back to base.
Now, one moment here. 99% already for D69 on the point. Needs to hit that shot, and he will. Gets the hands up. Can he land his reversal? Does he have the dash? He does. SunCommander narrowly stays alive. Gerrah can't find the shots and goes down as well.
I can't believe this. 99%, and they've given it up. D69 no longer in control here. 27% and counting with the comeback mechanic in effect for GankStars.
They will have a chance at this. You can see Shipa patiently waiting to make his move. Nobody knows he's there yet. Thiel will miss a Dredger onto Bugzy. This is the moment D69 we're waiting for. A lot of damage, though, comes through immediately and rips Shipa to pieces.
See you later, Salvo, goodbye. And that's one that they're gonna look back and say, thank God SunCommander hit a couple of those headshots and stayed alive, because he was instrumental in PERDO and Gerrah both falling there, the healer and the flank that was applying so much pressure. And yet again, SunCommander, you deserve to spray, buddy. You can go ahead and press T if you want.
Keeps the momentum going. The name of the game here, Shipa full health. Needs to be careful, doesn't have Gerrah behind him to keep him tanky. Now finding some support from eLvenpath as well. Trying to keep SunCommander off this high ground, but they can't pay too much attention to him forever. He's just too mobile.
And that's the benefit of Androxus on Serpent Beach. You can get up and get right back down. Get up, get right back down. And other members, unlike Ruckus with aerial advance, but Inara, who cannot compete with you in that level. Valdamba, who can't do it as well, just cannot pressure you the same way you can pressure them.
eLvenpath actually made it out alive. 2 kills come through. SunCommander goes down. That's going to be big for GankStars, but bonkar getting pretty aggressive with his positioning here. Almost has dome shield, but it won't be enough. Too little, too late. Goes down before the charge gets him full.
Dread Serpent used it a good time. I like it. He's going to be able to heal up, do damage with that gourd, and get enough percentage to probably make it relevant towards the end of this defense as well. eLvenpath and Laizy just fighting through those slow-moving rockets, and a spray from him, letting you know D69 still feeling confident about where they are in this game.
Convergence will come through onto the high ground.
What
it's
a
going
wall.
to connect onto 2, and all will cut off the follow-up just for Bird. There's plenty left, though. The GankStars find 2 off the back of that.
Laizy and bonkar now running with that momentum into the night, trying to find one. Fire Spit avoided and turned his attention just to the fleeing enemies of D69. If they tie it up, it's all game point, match point, set point coming up this next round, but D69 doing everything they can to defend.
Salvo primed. Salvo let loose onto bugzy in the backline. Dragon Punch is ready as well. Hexafire is ripping Bonker apart. He's going to fall. bugzy has the potential to go big here and get a double. eLven will help him along. Seismic Crash comes through, and D69 with a 4-for-1. Send Laizy home with his tail between his legs.
So many resources expended. If Laizy falls here, which he most likely will, considering PERDO is relentless with his push, he's going to be a very late respawn time for GankStars to get back with. So they may have to fight most of this without the Dragon or the Dragon Punch, which could be the big maker. Thiel BMing. Actually just seeing him around the corner.
Really, I don't know if he's afraid to miss it, but Laizy's been sitting on this Dragon Punch for a long time with, frankly, what looked like a good couple of opportunities to use it. 5 seconds remain here. Bonker's trying to get in there, trying to get on this payload, but D69 are swarming it.
PERDO ready to go ahead and fight. bugzy goes as well. SunCommander knows. They know he's the one who needs to go down, and he will find peace in base. bugzy will try and add that one to Bird as well, but he will escape with his life and go into the next round. D69 still with match point. GankStars will have to not only capture this objective, but push it to completion in order to win.
Rejuvenate for Bonkar, and starting to get that resilience as well for Thiel. Bonker not electing for it. There's 2 big teamfight ultimates, so I think it's a good pickup. You know, you got your King Bomb, you got your Seismic Crash, and even your Dread Serpent.
Yeah.
All going to be negated by resilience. I'm definitely with Thiel on this one. I like the fact that he has gone into that, but it depends, I think, where they're playing. Bonker we saw use a very defensive dome shield actually up on GankStars high ground just to keep that little cluster of players safe. Damage dealt pretty much even between bugzy and Laizy on the Drogoz and Bomb King respectively, and SunCommander doing his best to keep up.
It's the little things. The tanks just peeling for their front line, for their damage dealers, their flanks with the shields. Maybe with the dome shield, maybe with the shell shield, whatever it is. A barricade. PERDO already in trouble. SunCommander sees him. And there's a Dread Serpent though, and Cursed Arm in the air gives him CC immunity, but he can't quite finish off bugzy.
Very wise Buck Wild pops from PERDO to be able to burst SunCommander down from range. Laizy does respond. bugzy's in a rough spot. Double kill, 2 direct impacts. Thiel's trying to stay alive, trying to do his best. Dragon Punch, please, there it is. Can Laizy land it? Can he redeem himself? A nice slow target for him. He's gonna find eLvenpath.
Thrust into the air as well. Laizy will escape with 3 kills and his life in that fight. GankStars are looking to live to fight another day, but they're still gonna have 60% of the capture point to move forward. D69 waiting in the rafters for their moment. It all takes 1 pick to maybe snowball this.
They've got a great start to this deal. It's very isolated right now. Lands a Dredge Anchor. Doesn't get any follow-up off the back of it. Immediate pressure on gerrah. SunCommander's been doing such a great job of this, but doesn't have any dashes left. A lot of members of D69 disjointed from this team fight right now, and 2 have already fallen.
Bird now almost dead, but Shadow travels away with safety, and eLvenpath is isolated. Shipa's here to help, but look at that. The emitter coming through. Convergence could change it all. Great ultimate, but CC immunity by eLvenpath will mean he won't get pulled in, but it doesn't matter. The front line is down, and D69 have lost control.
GankStars, plenty of room here to capture this one through. Overtime will be started, but a big salvo takes down bugzy, puts PERDO low. Fire spit around the corner isn't even needed. SunCommander confirms both of those kills.
Laizy and SunCommander playing like twins here. They know each other's thoughts. They're reading each other's emotions. They're finishing each other's sentences because Laizy seems to get somebody down to 90% and SunCommander finishes up, or vice versa. These 2 are absolutely helping this comeback by GankStars.
3-3, Dragon Punch ready. PERDO on his case, however, needs to be careful of this one. Laizy stays alive for the time being, receives the healing from Bird. Still a long way to go on this payload push.
Everything is up now for grabs. It's between D69 and GankStars. Who defends, who pushes? Can D69 find another life, or will GankStars be able to move forward and maybe claim first place here as they battle across their most toughest opponents in EU?
Seismic Crash did come through there. Finally kills off the back, but 1 fire spit through the cubby hole here could be good, but wisely, bugzy knows the spot. He backs up, realizing the potential for that to come through, and stays alive.
But it's the salvos that have hurt. It's the salvos. It's the lack of attention. It's the lack of awareness, lack of being able to keep up with Laizy and his incredible damage from mid-air. But Shipa, he decides to take to the air, pressure out Thiel. They will find the tank, but look at the payload. It's slowly moving. They've got to get back there and fast, Nick.
Rotating around with favorable positioning now. D69
no.
are forced to push back despite being on defense. Dome shield is here. Shipa falls, and a rampage for SunCommander.
It's just PERDO left. Convergence is here. Double kill for SunCommander. He's going to try and add another spray to the ground, and GankStars will overtake D69, the 2-0 reverse sweep, and claim the victory over their opponents here in Europe.
Can't count anyone out on Serpent Beach at any point, despite being stomped in the first round. GankStars, they turn it around. Serpent Beach allows for just that to happen.
And just a magnificent matchup. Again, we see such tight plays and moments where it could go either way, and that's the history with these two teams. That's why every time you see these two on the docket, you got to tune in and watch. It's always a fantastic performance as we take a look at the late post-game stats here.
And you see how even it was. I mean, even looking at slash lines, it looks like it maybe slightly in favor of GankStars, but D69 very close. 3 members total over the 100K mark, 2 of them being on D69, but still, just goes to show you how close it was.
Solo kills, that goes to SunCommander. He's got 3, which is admittedly 33% more than all of D69 combined. He was able to make those clutch plays against PERDO, against gerrah, I think at the crucial moment when they really turned it back and kept it from being 4-1, brought it back to 3-2. The sub, the Sun, whatever he was, whatever he is now, continues to impress and perform here and light up GankStars' performances in this summer premiere qualification process. We've got the next series coming up for you, but we'll take a quick break and we'll be right back with you right then.